Hello everybody, welcome to a new tutorial series where you will learn how to script on Roblox Studio from absolutely nothing. So yes, a beginner's tutorial. Now of course, the first video has to be about the interface, which I'm using Roblox's new interface. If you know how to use it already, then you can skip this video. But if you don't, then watch it so you can learn each button. So first off, before starting the tutorial, I'd like to mention that you can go here, File, to Beta Features. If you don't like this new GUI, you can go down until you find here, Next Gen Studio Preview, and you can disable it, and you'll get the old UI back. But I'll be using the new one for this tutorial series. So the first tab and the most commonly used tab is Home, where you have the most used buttons. So let's start with this one, part, which of course creates a new part. And now we can go here. You see these are some tools that you can use to modify parts. So select, you can select parts. With move, you can move them along all of the axes. With scale, you can scale it across all of the axes. With rotate, you can rotate it. And with transform, you can do all of it at once. So you can scale, you can move, you can only move up, and you can rotate, which I guess it's good if you're modeling on Roblox Studio. Now, the next important button here is this one, the terrain, which you can do terrain, but I'm not gonna get into that. You can experiment on your own if you want. Next, we have these here that I actually forgot to talk about. You can change it, so this one will be the move and scale. So you can set like 0.01 for very precise movement. So look, I can now move it more precisely where I had one stat before, and this one is just for rotate. And if you disable it, then it will just be freely, look, with all of those numbers. Next, the most important will be this one here, material, where you can choose a material for the parts, color, which of course you choose the color, then lock, which you can use to lock the part, so you can't select it anymore. This is good if you have a big floor like the base plate, which is actually already locked. And next, wait, let's unlock it first. You can just click it again. And anchor, which stops the part from falling. So for example, if we unanchor it and press on this button here, actually we can press this here and we have test here, run, and server and clients, but we'll use run for now, which basically only runs the server. And you can see that the part fell down, but if we anchor it, then it won't fall down. So next you have these, the explorer, which is this one where you can see everything in your game. You have the properties tab where if you press on a part you can see all of its properties. I'll go over them later. And then you have the toolbox where you can insert models or anything else that was made by another user. So next up is the model tab where you will have new options. We already talked about part. These ones aren't as important. You can just discover what they do. And then we have align here, which is actually, you might not use it too often, but it is pretty useful. So let's say you have two parts and you want to align them, right? It's gonna be tedious to do it yourself, you might not even get it right. But with align, you can just open it, select the first one, then the second one, and you can align them on the y-axis. Now actually it will do it the other way around, so actually it will bring this one down. But if you want to do it to bring this one up, you have to first select this and then this, and now you'll see that oh, and you actually gotta press local, yeah, and then they'll align. I don't really know how this works too well, but you can just mess around and see what works for you. Next up we have the avatar tab, and on this button you can click it and you can generate a rig, so R15 or R6, masculine, feminine, and you have a lot of options. So you can spawn your avatar, a skinned avatar, arthro, or black, which is the most usual one. And you see that it spawns a rig, and this is good if you want to build a map, so you don't make it too big or too small. And the next one is actually the animation editor, which it will put down here if you don't have the output open. And you can select a rig and you can start animating it. Now, I'm going to maybe make a tutorial on this later, but not right now because it's not that important. So this one, UI and script, they're not very important. We'll get to this one when we actually start scripting. But the next important one is plugins, where you can find all of your plugins that you can get from the toolbox. And now actually what's really interesting is that if you click on the plus, you can actually make your own category. So let's say important. And you can add whatever tool you want, you know. You can add plugins, you can add basically anything. And I made these ones just as a test. So now we have these buttons over here, which we haven't talked about. Now the most important is going to be window, where you can open any other window. So the most important ones are properties, explorer, and output, where you can see every error. You also have asset manager, where you can basically just go, if you have any other places in your game, you can go to those places from here. And you also have other stuff. I think this is just, yeah, you have this one in these tabs. Next you have test, which we already have this one here, but you can also emulate a phone, and you can actually choose what phone you want to look. So you can have iPhone 14, anything basically. You can just click again. This one is very advanced. I might make a tutorial later. These are all of your plugins again. This one, yeah, this isn't very interesting. So yeah, that's basically the most important buttons in Roblox Studio's interface. So now let's get into a bit of scripting. So to add a script, you can select a part or an instance. Let's say the workspace. You can click on the plus and then search for your script. Now, of course, when you start a script, you will have this print hello world, and if you click play or run, it will print here in the output hello world. So basically, what print does is it prints out a message in the output so you can see it. This is good for debugging, so you can see if a portion of your code actually ran or not. And you can print everything else. You can print numbers, additions, basically anything you want. But I don't think you can print instances. Now, the same is for warn, which is not warn, which is the same as print, but it makes the text yellow, so more like a warning. And what's also in this category is error. So we have error, which will actually cancel the code after it. So if we say print hello, but we have this, yeah, you see it says that it will not run because the previous statement always errors. So if you want to stop your code, you can just, put an error with a message. And as you can see, it will say here, workspace script, which is our script, the line, and the message that we put it. Now for some shortcuts, you have Control D, which if you select a part and press Control D, it will duplicate it, and you have it right here. Now this is good if you have a lot of the same parts and you can just place them everywhere. You don't have to always go like this, duplicate, and yeah. Then you have Control Z and Control Y, which is basically just undo and redo. Next, another important one, it's scroll wheel plus right click, which lowers or makes your camera speed higher. This is good if you have a large map and you need to get somewhere. And you can also right click on an instance, and you have a bunch of options here that you can explore. But the most important one is, well, not the most important, but you have here insert part and insert object, and if you press here you can basically insert any object you want, and you don't have to find it in your workspace and click, so it just saves a bit of time. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I will try to post at least 2 every day, but I don't know if I'll actually succeed. That's my goal though. Now, in every video, at the end, I want to give you guys a challenge because just watching videos isn't enough. You need to do something on your own. So your challenge for this video will be to search all the buttons that I haven't shown and find out what they do. Well, you don't have to do all of the buttons, but just explore, have fun, and yeah, see you in the next one.